Daf Tzadik Ches. We're going to begin Tzadik Zayin on base by Boimine. The bottom over there. Boimine Rav Melabchista. Rav asks or Chista Shaila Amal the as Chabedi Ala Matbeya. He asked him like this: what's the halacha in the case of a person who lends money to another on condition that he repay the loan in coin, with the specific denomination of a currency? But you see for love, and the government added the size of the coin, so that the coin of the same denomination now weighs more. Is the leva obligated to return the newly adjusted coin, or can he repay the chayiv according to the prior weight of the coin that he borrowed? Our letter said to him, he gives him the coin that is in circulation at that time of payment. Our letter said to him, even if the new coin is as large as a sieve. Our letter said to him, yes. So our letter said to him, what if it's as large as a quarter kav of a titio? So our said to him, yes. So I have a challenge for how Kozoli Pedi. By increasing the weight of his coin, the produce has decreased in price. Since more produce can be purchased with this coin, giving it to the creditor's repayment is a form of interest. Or Vashi Chazino, we examine like this: if the produce decreased in price due to the change of the weight of the coin, then the chayiv is reduced from the leva, and the malva is repaid with a coin that equals prior to the value of the loan. And if the produce decreased in price due to the market value, the chayiv is now reduced for him. Now the Gemara asks, but the value of the coin has been enhanced for the purpose of melting it down into the bar of metal. Since the coin now contains a larger quantity of metal, if it were to be melted, it would be worth more than the earlier coin of the same type, so it should be considered ibis. Like the papa of it, after the bezuzas and argument, the are timus tayo. Rather, a person has to act in accordance to the heart of Papa and of Chista acted when they performed an action. The dinners of Aglavidis, the Arab merchant, they consider up to 10 old coins to be equivalent of 8 new coins. Since 10 new coins were equivalent to the value of 8 new coins, they paid 8 new coins in exchange for 10 old ones. Rabbi says, a person who throws another's coin into the great sea is potter from liability. My time, what is the reason? He could say the coin is resting before you. If you wish, take it. So the Gemara says, comments, the statement only applies if the coin is in clear water. The kachazile, the owner of the coin can see the coin. If it's murky water, then the lake kachazile, where the owner cannot see the coin, light doesn't apply. And the one that threw will be chayav to pay to compensate the owner. And the statement applies only when he rolled the coin into the sea without picking it. Well, shakli bidei, but if he took the coin with his hands and threw it into the sea, Migzal Gazli, he has robbed the owner of it. And the robber is required to perform the mitzvah of returning the coin to his owner. Master Rava objected a statement from a Brisa. Brisa says, in Mechalin alam leishim b'rshusin. One cannot be Mechal Ma'aseh by transferring its kedusha on the money that is not in his possession. Ketzad also, if he had money in a fortress or in the king's mountain, or if his purse fell into the great sea, in Mechal and love, one cannot be Mechal Ma'aseh by transferring its kedusha to the money. This is mashma, the money that fell into the Yam HaGadol is considered lost. Rabbi says, Meiser is different. You have another issue. Since it says it's necessary that the money be found in the hand of the one who wishes to be machal of the meiser, as the Torah says, and bind up the money in your hand, and it's not. But it's not considered a loss. Rabbi says, Hashaf matbea shel chavere, person, one who effaces the image of another's coin, is potter from paying damages, even though he caused the coin to lose the value. My time was the reason he did not do anything. The coin remains the same size as before. The statement applies only in the case where he struck it with a hammer and flattened it. But if he filled it with file, he must pay the amount of the reduction of the value, since he caused it to diminish in size. Rabbi raises his objection. This statement of Rabbi from the Brisa, master struck his slave on his eye and blinded it, or on his ear, and he deafened him, he made him deaf. So the slave goes free by means of these injuries. If he struck the slave near his eye, and the result he did not see, or near his ear and he did not hear, the slave does not go free by means of these injuries. The first clause is mashma, that one is chayav for damage caused, even if it's not visible damage. Where it says, one who deafens his father is put to death, even though no bruise is visible. Because it's impossible for deafening to occur without a bruise. It tipsa the doma nefilas lebuinya, certain that a drop of blood fell into the ear from the blow, even if it's not visible from the outside. Striking someone in the ear in a manner that causes deafness results in a significant physical change. While striking a coin with a hammer does not detract from the actual size of the coin. Rabbi says, a person who slits the ear of another cow, potter is exempt from paying damages, even though the cow is no longer fit to be sacrificed as an offering due to injury. My time was the reason. Para kidakomis kaimo. The cow is available for many uses until now. So it's still available for those uses there, as the one who slit its ear did not do anything to damage the cow in a substantial way. Concerning the fact that it's rendering disqualified from being sacrificed as an offering, not all oxen stand near the mizbeach. Most animals are not sacrificed as offerings anyway, so it's not considered a loss. Rava raises an objection from the Brisa. Person who performs a task with the water of purification, the water that's mixed with the ashes of paradu and sprinkled upon the one who becomes impure as part of the purification ritual. So where it says malacho le'minkar hazeke. So he's a task with those items since the damages caused is not evident. But in the case of one who slits the ear, the minkar hazeke, where the damage is evident, the mechayev didn't adam is indeed chayev according to human laws. Ari said in response, "Who didn't afilu tzeidim potter?" Same is true even those who slit the ear is exempt according to human laws. Ashkelon teaches us that even one who performs a task with the water of purification of the paraduma, the damage is not evident. Chayav in the shemayim is chayav in the shemayim. Rabbi says, a person who burns another's shtar is potter. The one who burns can say to him, Yara, kalim enough, I have burnt only your paper. He's not held liable for the fact that the Malva will no longer be able to prove that he had provided the loan. Asked him, what are the circumstances? If there are witnesses who know what was written in the note, so then they should write a new note, and there won't be any loss. The there's no witnesses, then anan mino yadinam. How do we know what was written in the note to assess the liability? Rabbi tehei b'ma'amine. Talking about a case where one burned the note, trust creditor with regard to the details of the note. Despite the concession of the one who burned the note with regard to the amount of the debt, the Rabbi holds that he's putter, since the value of the debt is not inherent in the actual paper. This of Rabbi is really machlekes of Shimon and Rabbani. He holds, Shimon holds, an item that causes financial loss is considered to have monetary value. The one who burned the note is chayiv. According to the opinion of the Chacham who hold, an item that causes financial loss is not considered to have monetary value, then is not chayiv. Rabbi holds in accordance with the Chacham, and therefore rules, one who burns a note is exempt from liability. When do we say this? Is only when an item has intrinsic monetary value. Like Rabbi Gozal, Chametz Lefnei Pesach, arisen rather than another of Chametz before Pesach V'achar Sofer B'Meid, and another came and burned the three column made when the Chametz bread has already been usher, so that he's putter. Why should call it Mitzuvim all of the Bari? Everyone has to destroy it. Achar Pesach, then it's machlekes. Rabbi Shimon Rabban. Look at Shimon. According to Shimon, who says an item that causes financial loss is considered to have monetary value, so the one who burned it is chayav, and he must pay the robber. Although it's also to derive benefit from chametz, the robber could have returned it to the victim and been exempt from liability. Now that it has been burnt, the robber will have to pay the monetary value of the chametz bread at the time of the theft. So the Rabban Damri Daragar woman Lav Kimam Dami Potter, but with regard to an item such as the note, which has no intrinsic monetary value, we say in the Rishon's opinion that it's too considered to have monetary value. Amar said, Man the Doin Dini de Garmi, the one who rules that there is liability for damage caused by indirect action, Begabi Bay the Meshtar Ma'alya. So in this case, the value of the proper note, in other words, the amount of the debt from the one who brought the note, Madalay Doin Dini de Garmi, and the one who rules that there's no liability for damage caused by indirect action, collects Begabi Dmi Yarba Alma. In this case, nearly the value of the paper. Mara says, have it avoid of a kafya rafman Ashi. There's a story like one that Rafram forced of Ashi, one who burned the document in its use, to pay damages. But Agbi Bey, he collected payment in this case as if he damaged a beam used for crafting a sculpture. He paid him the value of the debt listed in the note. The Mishnah teaches that one who robbed another of Chametz or of Pesach, and Pesach elapsed over it, and is therefore also to derive benefit from it, and relay, the robber says to the victim, that which is yours is before you. So when I ask, who's the Tana who taught that with regard to items from which benefit is forbidden, one can say this is what's before you? Or Chisda says Rabbi Yankiv, the Tanya Tana Brisa, if there was an ox that killed a person and is liable to be stoned, so Ashta Nigmar Dinai, for the business said to the owner, sold the ox, the sale is valid. If he used makdash, it's good hektish. If he shechted it, the flesh is permitted. If the shema returned to its owner, muxer, its return. Practice continues. Mishinigmar Dinai, from when it was sentenced to be stoned, it's also to derive benefit from it. If the owner sold it, the sale is not valid. If he used makdash it, the makdash is not valid. If he shechted it, the flesh is forbidden. It's your shame on the Bailav. If the shame returned it to its owner, and the Mukser is not returned as once. So that's the right benefit from the ox is worthless. Rakiv says, even after we're sentenced, you'll see the shame of the Bailav. The shame, if the shame returned it to its owner, Mukser, it's returned. My love, it must be that they disagree with this issue. The Rabbi Yaakov says, in Bisra no, you could say, with regards to Bisra no, which is yours before you, Rabbi Sabri, the Chacham hold in him Bisra no, a person cannot say that which is before you can't say that. Rabbi says, like, no. The Kula Alma, everybody agrees. Amrina, we say, why the Imkain Niftugu B'Chametz Pesach? If so, should disagree with regard to the case of Chametz Pesach, and whether it can be returned as is. This is a clear case of the item which is benefits is usher. Here, the Bride said they disagree with regards to a different case. Can an ox be sentenced in its absence? The Chacham hold in game the initial share of the ox cannot be sentenced in its absence. The Amarle, and therefore the shamer is chayav to pay. The reason is that when the ox is returned after its sentencing, the owner may pay the shamer. The Amarle, because he tell him, "ICC nahale have him arikno elagma." Had you brought the ox to me for sentencing, I would have chased it away from the marsh. Hashta misar to be adman le'matzin l'shtu b'tina ba'dei. Now, since you did not return it to me before it was given to the Beis Din, you have given it to the one whom I cannot litigate. And the Beis Din was sure to sentence it. Therefore, you must pay me out and return the ox. Rabbi Yaakov, and Rabbi Yaakov holds, that the ox may be sentenced even in its absence, and the claim of the owner of the ox is unaccepted. The Amarle, the reason is that the shamer may say to the owner of the response, "My avdile, what did I do to the ox?" Ultimately would have been sentenced in the absence of the unrendered usher. The more relates to the incident. Ashkei or Chistel Rabbi or Shmuel. Chistel stayed the bishop according to the opinion of Yaakov. The Chacham found Rabbi or Shmuel and said to him, Amalei said to him, Tenes midi b'surah. Did you learn anything with regards to the halachas of returning stolen items from which benefit is forbidden? Amalei in. He said to him, yes. Tanina me'eshav zagzela says you should return the gzela. Matam le'mashir gazal. What is the meaning that he robbed? Yachzer ke'enshir gazal means that the robber must return the same item that he robbed. Mikana Amru from here the Chachamim stated, if one robbed another of a coin and it was invalidated, payers v'hir kivu, or produce and it rotted, yai v'hichmis, or wine that it fermented, tumor v'nitmis, or became tamei chametz v'rolo pesach, behemah v'nevdu be'aveda, or animal and aveda, or sher after the ningwar dinay, or an ox that has not been sentenced, or merlei, it says to the robber, shachala fanecho. Now, who said this, that before the ox was sentenced can be returned, afterwards sentenced it cannot? Rabbanan, it must be the Chacham who disagrees with Rabbi Yaakov in the Brisa. And the Brisa teaches that if one robbed another of Chametz or Pesach, and really, this disproves the analysis of Rabbi Chizda, as even the Chacham agree that an item which benefit is usher is returned to you as is. So later, Chizda said to Rabbi Shmuel, if you find the Chachamim, the table of the do not say it to him, do not publicize that I made a mistake. Where discusses the price. Payers were kivu, produce and rotted. You can say to the robbery victim, we're asked about Tanan, but didn't we learn in the Mishnah, payers were kivu, if one robbed another produce and it rotted, he pays compensation according to the value of the stolen item at the robbery. Bava Kamah Daf. Mishnah is referring to a case where the stolen produce all rotted. which constitutes a significant change. The robber requires the produce and must pay what the value was at the time of the robbery. The Bryce is referring to a case where the part of the stolen produce rotted. In such a case, the robber may return and say, that which is yours is before you.